Alright, so today we're going to do a video of how to take the magazine safety out of the Sig Mosquito. Looking online, I could not find one or anybody who had a way to do it, so I decided to do it myself and figured other people would probably appreciate a video. A little background to it: the reason I decided to do this was not because I got annoyed with the safety, which is a lot of people's complaint, is they just don't like it. It was actually because the safety, I'll show exactly what happened, but the safety itself actually broke inside the gun when I was shooting it. And as a result, I could not fire the gun with about 6 or 7 rounds left in the clip. So that was kind of disheartening, so I brought it in and decided, necessity is the mother of all learning, that I would take it apart and figure out how to get it out. So here it is. I'll show you. First things first, obviously you're going to want to check and make sure the weapon's empty. Then, just as regular disassembly, I'm going to rotate this piece right here all the way 180 degrees till it's forward. Pull back, lift up, and the slide is should come right off the front of the gun. Okay, spring drops. So we got our guide rod, our spring, of course, the slide, and the lower frame of the gun, which is what you'll be working with. So, really, the biggest thing you have to worry about is getting the barrel off, which honestly isn't that hard. The only thing is you're going to want to keep straight a couple of pieces in here and make sure you know the correct orientation of them. The first thing you do is from the left side of the gun, you take this screw out right here. You can see that, this screw right there. You're going to want to just screw that out. Go ahead and do that here. Alright, now these screws have different length heads on them. There's another one from the other side that you're going to have to remove as well, but make sure you keep track of which one is which. So, I'm going to orientate it, so this is from the left. And then you're going to take this one out from the right. Now, be aware that this controls, this threads into your removal or takedown pin here, so, or lever. So, you're going to want to hold that so it doesn't, you don't drop it and lose it. But then you're just going to take out the screw on the right side. And you have to hold it because it's going to want to turn. So hold it from both, hold the takedown lever. Alright. Once you got the screw out, I can take and pull the takedown lever out. It'll pop right out. There you go. And then your barrel is going to be free to pop out here. I'll just grab it, give it a little pull. It's going to pop out. Now be careful with, there's a couple things here. I don't have 3 hands to do this with, but so I'll go to this first. There's this right here, and I don't know the technical name for this, but it's some sort of locking lug for the barrel and the slide that I think you rotate it when you take it down. So these notches in it here that you see have to be orientated towards the front of the barrel when you put it back together. So they have to be facing forward, like so. So you have to make sure you get that lined up properly. I'll show you when we reassemble it exactly how it should look there. Anyway, then you got this piece right here, which actually rotates out to let you, or I should say, moves back to allow you to take down the frame of the gun off the slide here. So that you can just pull out. Now, you can't see it right now, seeing as how I don't have one in there. Mine's removed already. But right down in this crevice right here, right in front of this bar, right here, you're going to have a little pin, and you're going to see a bright shiny piece that looks like this. Okay? Now there's actually 3 pieces total that make up the magazine safety. One is this, and that sticks through, and this little piece here is popped up and moved out of the way of the trigger mechanism when the magazine is in the gun. Your second piece is your spring that actually sits underneath this part of it right here. Sits like that, and then the third piece is a pin that goes through the hole right here. So you'll see a pin through there. Now I figured out what actually happened with mine, which I suppose can happen on any of the Mosquitoes, is the pin actually broke off and went somewhere, got lost in the gun, permanently jamming this piece into the trigger mechanism with the spring pressure from the magazine safety spring. So all I did was take it out of there, and then you reassemble it without it, and you're good to go. So you're going to have to pop the pin out from the frame in order to get the magazine safety out. And it might not be the easiest thing to do, but you can probably pull it out from this side because there's really no hole on, other side. On this side of the frame, there's really no hole to push it out from. So, and it's not really a true like pin, like a pivot pin. It's just more kind of like a, it's just a little plug that holds it in there. But it is pinned into the frame. But if you give that, it's rounded on the back, so and enlarged. So if you get under there and give it a good pop, it should pop out. So once you got that out, obviously you're to reassembly. So you want to take this piece here, which is where the back of your guide rod goes. And I want to put that back into your frame here. It doesn't have to be exact, I just kind of set it in there, but it's going to have to be underneath your barrel or else you won't be able to get it in. Then you're going to want to take this piece, like I said, orientate it forward so those little notches are straight forward, pointing towards the barrel, or the front of the barrel. See if I can representation here for you. Alright, like that. Just like that. So, you're going to want to put your barrel back in the same spot where it went. This part can be a little tricky. Feels like you need 3 hands. Now I need to reorientate it because it turned a little bit. Okay. So now you can start putting your pins back in, or your screws here. So in case you didn't notice that this is squared off on the inside, that little piece there is squared off for that goes underneath the barrel. That directly correlates with the square notches on your takedown lever. So you want to orientate it just the way it was when you removed it. Then thread that screw back in. Let's see here. this down. And don't snug it too tight, but make sure it's nice and snug in there. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we're going to do the one for the other side. Stick it in there. This one's a little bit harder screw to work with. Because you're working right next to the takedown lever. Okay, almost there. One last snug in here. There we go. Okay. So then your frame's back together. Now if everything goes as planned, it should go right back together the way it was. So reverse everything you do normally. There, a little bit harder, but solidly on the frame. It's all set to go. And then, as you'll be able to see, I don't want to drop the hammer because it's bad for a rimfire to dry fire it. But magazine out clearly. Okay, no magazine in the gun. I'm going to be able to pull the trigger and the hammer goes forward. So it is disabled. The whole gun is functional, otherwise I'd probably put 300-400 rounds through it since they took it out. So, hope you like this video. Hope it helps some people. Good luck shooting.